Hey, what's up YouTube? Charles T back again. Another PSA reveal. Got a couple other things in this video too, just want to go through. I'll start off this, I forgot to show in a couple videos back. It was the PC video. Didn't get holdered, needs a PSA DNA. I guess anything pre-1988 or 1998, they're making you go through PSA DNA. So kind of a crappy there, but is what it is. Marcus Camby, auto. Don't think it's numbered now, but not a ton of them out there. I did go to school with Camby. You know, obviously didn't know him, but knew a lot of the managers on the basketball team. So just some good times going to games back then. I'm actually in the 30 for 30 for Coach Cal. Got like a half-second clip of me in one of the spots. It's kind of funny. But let's get into this. This is one of the older orders, so you need to put these on a separate pre-1995. So to start out, the Marvel. Didn't think these would grade that well. Wasn't expecting 10s on any of this stuff. Thought maybe a couple with 10, but really wasn't too high on any of the grades since it's older stuff. And they tend to knock it down for any little thing. But nice War Machine there. Venom was hoping this would grade better. Got a few specs, it's a little off-centered. No whiting on the back though, so thought I had a chance, maybe an 8. Spider-Man got the 9. It's a really cool card. They make these in gold. I have those too, but those are often chipped on the back, and the hollow foil also have some chips in them as well, so those are harder to find in good condition. Punisher, one of my favorite characters. I got the 9. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm working on a new setup here. Thought it'd be better, but I'll try to angle it so you don't get the glare so much. An 8 on the Iron Man. Hulk with the 7. Had all but one of these, so I just sent them in. Should have waited. I did get the last card I need. I forget who it is, but I do have it. I think it's, I can't remember. And then a 7 on the Captain America. Move into some PC stuff. No idea how this is a 5. There is no major flaws in this card. It's a little bit, you know, whiting on the front. Centering is probably not the best, but there's no creases. Nothing wrong with this. It's not really worth the snap and resend, but just don't see, you know, some things that they grade on. A 5 has to have a pretty major flaw, and that does not. This is one of the few 10s in the orders. Don't have the other 2 cards, otherwise I would have sent them in together because the sets usually do better, but I PC Jordan. So you got Jordan, Magic, Malone, and Stockton on here, so some all-timers. This was just a test. Wanted to see how this would grade. This is one of the lower pop in the 87 Fleer set. So if you get 10s on this card, you're looking at 400 or 500, you know, sometimes even more. But I have a ton of these. I wanted to see how this one did. It looked pretty good to me, you know, so maybe a fisheye or something like that. Have to look it over a little bit more, but as far as the back's concerned, you know, no stains, no chipping, no corner damage, nothing on that card. So this I was hoping to get better. It was a pretty rare card, a Tyson. It's a Tough Stuff Junior, came out of the magazines. Not sure if you had to hand cut it or what, but did get it online on eBay. It's got a little bit, didn't expect a 10, but thought maybe an 8 or 9. It's got one little white corner there. Centering's pretty decent, 60-40 at least. The back, just one little white corner there, but looks overall good. Not sure why that's a 7 either. Probably not going to send any more of the older cards in. Just not worth it, and they don't grade them correctly. Again, a 7 on this. This actually pulled from a factory set. It's been sitting in the, you know, for what, 30 years. It's been sitting in that set. There's no damage. It wasn't stuck to any other cards. I mean, maybe the centering's off, so, but that shouldn't be a 7. 8 on this. I thought this was worse condition than the other. This does have a little bit of whiting, but it's Jeter rookie, so I wanted to send it in. PC cards, Bo Kids, the White Sox gets the 8. The gold gets the 9. I was hoping for 10 on that. Looked pretty good, no issues whatsoever. But with this paper stock, you never know. Could be a little bit of fraying or something on a corner, but 9's pretty good in that. I already have a 9, so I'll probably sell that one. This classic, same thing. Not sure what they saw. Usually don't complain about grades, but just the way they assign grades to older cards, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, with the 7s, 5s, you should be able to see what's wrong with the card, and you can't. This is a sticker, had this since I was a kid. This one I knew probably get an 8, centering's off, has a little corner damage on the back, but love Bo Jackson, and then you got Bo and Nolan Ryan on the back, so I thought it was real cool to have both those guys on there. This card, they usually put Nolan on the front, but I requested them to put Bo on the front. These came out of sunflower seed packs, so, again, 8's probably good on this. A little bit of corner damage, might be a little surface issue just because it came out of the packs. A little bit of yellowing there on the back, so probably overgraded that. That's probably more like a 7. Sorry, lineup 7. These are all off-centered, so maybe a grader doesn't know that. Look at the back, perfectly centered, but it's just the way they made these cards. They made them like that. They look off-center, but they're not. Overall, it probably gets a knock on left to right, if anything, but top to bottom, that's the way they made them. So, again, older cards, I'm probably not sending any more in. Nice classic travel here, update 1. Not a ton of these around. This I've had since I was a kid too. The yellowing probably was what got this. But again, it's PC, so I just wanted to get it in a slab. I've had it for so long. So 8's on that. These are tough to grade. Got 2 of these actually. Got a few more that I might send in, but probably not, just because this grade so hard. The centering on these are usually what gets them. So you can see in here, centering is different top to bottom. This one's a little bit lower, this one's a little bit higher. Left to right, about the same. But the backs are super tough. These are the ones, like one little dot there. The back's probably not the best, but they don't really focus on the back. This back's a little bit better. A little bit of whiting there, so 8's probably a good grade there. These are the yellows backs, so cool card. I have probably about 50 of these. I bought a lot of them, a lot of 50 way back in the day. Picked out the best one. I think the edging got it there, but most of those cards have that edging. Pretty much all 50 that I have that on there. The backs are always off-centered. But if you come across a green back of these, that's the rare one, but they're always way off-centered on the back, worse than 90-10. So really tough to get a good grade in the greenbacks. The yellows, you can get 10s on. Toys R Us, I love this card. Again, had this since I was a kid. PSA 8, just super tough. It's always chipped, like this one. Usually a corner. This one doesn't. Corners aren't too bad. And then the back corners usually get you, like there's a little white there. But love that card. Had it forever. This one, tough. They came in factory sets. I think they were giving away at the minor league games. This Memphis Chicks, a 7. Tough grades on these, always. Probably graded well there. They also stick the cards in front of them if they've been in the packs too long. So if you're buying these off of eBay in the sets, check them out when you open them up, because normally what happens is the print from this goes onto the back of the other card. This one didn't have that. Also, some bleeding sometimes in the printing. So that one, probably the best copy of those. Bo Future Star, the Don Jennings minor league cards. Jose Canseco's in this set, Glavin's in this set. McGuire also has a card in that set, so a great set to pick up if you're looking for value and superstars. Actually had two of these. PSA Damage, one of the cards, they contacted me. They lowballed me at first, you know, trying to give me like $35 or whatever, because, oh, it was an 8. How do we know it was an 8? They, you know, they damaged it. So they ended up giving me like $75, I think we agreed to. So they just credited the account, but it is what it is. But, you know, PSA makes mistakes as well, so got to catch them when they do it. These, I actually, one of my first videos I put up was opening the box of these, the Pacific Prisms. Really nice cards, you know, probably ahead of their time. Looked like the mosaic, you know, that Panini puts out today, but super tough to grade. Every little dot, you know, has to be perfect on here. So this one, some of these may have had some minor surface issues, but they're really hard to catch. You have to put them in light, you know, obviously corners. I pack pulled them all, so I checked all the corners. I know what they look like when I sent them in. So I was expecting 9s, a couple 10s, maybe some 8s, but as you go through here, you'll see, you know, they just grade older cards tougher. 8 there. LT gets a 7. All this stuff is very low pop. Very few 10s out there, maybe one of an LT. 9s and 8s are usually the grades on the pop report, and there's only 4 or 5 of each card in this set that have ever been graded. But just stick to the vets, just stick to the all-timers, the Hall of Famers. 7 on Moreno. Got 2 Bettises. This is actually his rookie card. They have him in Notre Dame uniform. This one gets an 8. I actually thought this card was better when I sent it in than this one. But apparently I think this one's a 10. It is what it is. Like I said, I think this one is a little bit better, just because the left to right centering is a lot better on this card than it is on this card. The back's same. So I thought one would get a 9, one would get a 10. I thought this would get a 10, this would get a 9. So it is what it is. Can't change it. And PSA, I don't care. Nice Montana, 8. Elway, 9. I don't think there's any 10s on the Elway. Emmett, nice 9. Irvin, another 9. Then an 8 on the Aikman. Didn't really do a percentage on that one. All 9s and 8s and 7s, 2 10s out of that order. So yeah, mostly PC stuff. But another return I did get back in. Something project that I like are movie premiere world tickets. World premiere tickets, sorry. Hard to see. But this one is Charlie and Chocolate Factory, Leicester Square, London. So this is the UK premiere. But I like the premiere tickets because they have the artwork on them. You know, it's the first time it's ever been shown. There's a limited number of them, usually to how many ever seats are in that theater. So, you know, some of these bigger theaters might get 4,000 to 5,000 tops. You know, some are 500, 600. And there's only one US premiere, one UK premiere, maybe an Australian, but I usually stick to the first premiere, or try to. If not, the bigger cities like London, UK, you know, stuff like that premieres. So that's one of them. Pretty tough to find holders for these stuff, so I use the flat rate envelope, padded envelopes. Kind of hold them pretty nice there. Also ship them in those, but do a lot of padding. This is pretty cool. This is Again, the preview for Ghostbusters from 1984. This is super tough to find. I actually have a bunch of other stuff when I do sell this that'll go along with it. So again, has the artwork on there. A lot of Ghostbusters, a lot of 80s collectors out there. Probably will sell this, but we'll see. So it's a 6, but how many of these are really out there that survived? Probably none, other than this one. You know, these are all pop ones. It's a market that I'm actually trying to develop, is the movie premiere. I know a lot of people have, you know, stubs out there that they sell on eBay. I just don't see the value in that. They have no artwork on them. You know, theaters across the US, across the country, Canada, anybody, you know, that went that thing, millions of people can have that stub. So really more limited supply of the world premiere tickets. This is actually a Japanese ticket. It's not a premiere or anything like that. It's just cool. It has the artwork on it. With these, I try to stick to the bigger films. Again, I like the artwork on these. So this is a stub. You know, I was just trash talking the stubs, but it's a much better stub than what you find in America. You know, the little square stubs. And this has got the artwork. It's got the actors on it. Usually some of the names on there. Again, I don't read Japanese, but I'm sure 1995, sure it says Pulp Fiction right there. Then it's got, you know, probably some of the information, what it's rated and stuff like this. I was a little bit worried about these when I sent it in to see if they would actually grade it, because there's not a lot known on these. You have to do a little bit more research, and the best thing to do with tickets is to send them what you know about it. If you've got any supporting facts, a website, print it out, put it into the submission, and that gives them a lot more detail. You can pretty much write what they put on these flips as well, so you kind of control the narrative there. For anybody wondering, you know, where I get sleeves for these are the sleeves. I'm not affiliated in any way. Superior Fit is the only ones that I've seen that made these. There might be other companies, but there is basically info if you want to get some of those. All right, guys, I'll probably do another video, maybe just show off some of my graded movie ticket collection. I have been selling a few here and there. I've been holding on to them just for keepsakes, but I'll probably start selling some of those just to see if I can, you know, start making a new market there. Got to take chances sometimes, and that's something, you know, I like doing. And honestly, if it doesn't take off, then I'm cool with keeping them all. So, all right, guys, take it easy. Later.